Year-old Tyrone Hassel Jr. Just minutes earlier, his son was found mysteriously shot dead in the driveway of his home.
You know, my son, this Tyrone Hassel III. Tyrone Hassel III.
Tragically, this happened while his son, Sergeant Tyrone Hassel III, was home for the holidays at his father's house, spending New Year's Eve with his wife and their child. His wife, Kamaya, was the one who first found Tyrone out. At first, officers thought the tragedy was the result of a robbery or a case of mistaken identity.
This may be a robbery.
But they would be horribly wrong. What Tyrone Hassel Jr. didn't know yet was that his daughter-in-law, Kamaya, was hiding a dark secret that would ruin the family's life. As the investigation continued, detectives would uncover a toxic relationship and a twisted conspiracy, with Kamaya at the very center of it all.
No, he just brought us something to eat.
Okay.
So we sit on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
Really figure out, bro. Your daughter.
911, what's the address of the emergency? 911.
I need help. My husband.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
I need help. I need help. My husband was shot. I need help.
Okay, where are you at, ma'am?
I'm in Colfax Avenue.
Colfax?
Yes, please.
Is this a house and apartment?
What is the house?
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. My husband bought us some food, and he left out, and me and my son were eating, and I just heard gunshots. And I put myself in the room, and I came outside, and my husband was on the ground.
Okay, stay on the line with me here. Okay.
So she just sliming niggas for fun, like you're a real demon on Brody.
Where's your husband's outside? Okay, stay on the line with me. Ma'am, take a deep breath.
Gang, like, I don't know how either, gang, but I'm about to fuck around and find out, gang.
Hello?
Like, it's a real talent, bro. It's a real talent. You gotta learn. Remember, gang, first she start crying. You're already crying, but like, damn.
Goes back about 5
Who's the man that got shot in the fucking head?
Tyrone was starting his.
Who's the man that got shot in the head?
Decided to join the
Damn, Brody. You ain't want to say it a
2015,
little, like.
He met Kamaya while they were both serving in the military and stationed at Fort Carson. Their relationship moved fast and quickly became serious. Things became even more serious when Kamaya found out she was pregnant. At the time of Sergeant Hassel's murder, Kamaya, who was 22 years old, and Sergeant Hassel were on block leave from Fort Stewart. Kamaya was working as a truck driver, and Sergeant Hassel was serving as a wheel mechanic. At that point, police didn't allow Tyrone Hassel Jr. or Kamaya to leave the scene. They were dealing with a lot of unanswered questions and a killer still on the loose who needed to be found as quickly as possible.
Clearly he was beefing with the stepdaughter gang. List his ass.
My son walked a straight line his entire life.
After speaking with people close to him, police learned that Tyrone didn't have any known enemies, nothing that would explain something like this. They then began carefully processing the scene. There was blood on the truck and blood across the driveway. Multiple shell casings were also found, scattered around where Tyrone had fallen.
There's one, two, three. And then number 4 is right there.
The first thing police suspected was that this may have been a robbery gone wrong. But Sergeant Hassel still had his money, his phone, and his car keys on him, so that possibility was quickly ruled out.
The fact that the bullet holes there means that the shooter was over on the side in the casings.
Right.
We got a bullet right there.
By looking at how the shooting happened, the shots hitting Tyrone in the head, face, neck, and shoulders, it was clear this was a personal attack, not a random act of violence. Detectives also noticed that some rounds went into the garage, which showed
Really? If this nigga not your op, why are you doing? Ran up and faced him, point blank, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, bro, you're a demon. She need to go away for a long time. That's not even your op, gang. You got no reason to do that.
Was positioned behind him while Tyrone was standing at the doorway of his truck.
So like, is she just elite? Like, so did she get up close and do it to him, or is she elite from distance? Like, was she really spanking? boop, boop, boop from deep. And dook, dook, dook. Like, really did it to bro. He was spanking that bitch? Did she come up like, I don't know. Nah, the shell casing was like right beside the truck.
To buy ammunition. The rounds he bought were 9mm, the same type used in his shooting. This raised an important question. Why was he buying ammo, and was it for self-defense? Without wasting any time, the detectives went to
Why is he buying ammunition? Clearly in some type of vet game.
Walmart to collect all the security footage from that night. It didn't take long for the next lead to come directly from Tyrone Hassel Jr. himself.
My nigga solving the case himself.
Through social media, carefully reviewing posts on Facebook to see if anything could point to who might.
That nigga down to business. I fuck with, bro.
When he came across something that seemed suspicious, he immediately went to the police department to report it.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, that he's not a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
I think I know who did this to my son.
He believed the killer might have actually been looking for Tyrone's stepbrother, who at the time was dealing with some personal conflicts with other people. Because of that, police considered the possibility that this was a targeted hit meant for the stepbrother, a case of mistaken identity that tragically ended with Tyrone being killed instead.
That's the first screenshot.
Come on, let me see it, bro. I want to see you too, nigga.
Nah, you know,
Yep.
my stepson.
Yeah.
He's into a bunch of shit.
Oh, and we know.
Police interviewed Tyrone's stepbrother and took his statement, then followed up by speaking with other witnesses connected to him. They pushed this lead as far as they could, and it took about a week to interview everyone involved. But once again, it went nowhere. As the investigation continued, the evidence police gathered made one thing clear: the stepbrother was not involved. There was no indication that he, or anyone he had issues with, played any role in the shooting. On top of that, his appearance was very different. He had long dreadlocks down to his shoulders, making a case of mistaken identity with Tyrone highly unlikely. In cases like this, when police don't have an initial suspect, they're forced to follow every possible lead. After that, police began receiving a large number of tips from the community. In several of those tips, callers said Tyrone had been seen in the roller rink area, where he was involved in a verbal confrontation with another person. Detectives then located Tyrone's friend, Dylan. They brought him to the police station to talk in more detail about what had happened and see if it could be connected to the shooting.
What did you see there?
We got there, when we see him, I'm speaking, he just give us an odd look, and then like, Tyrone cut out early.
So this drama dude was on Apple Street too?
Yeah.
Wherever that was?
Yeah, he just like give off this vibe.
He mentioned that there had been a verbal altercation with a guy known by the street name Drama. Investigators decided to follow up on that lead to see if it had any connection to Tyrone's murder.
So the reason I'm here, you were at the roller rink Sunday night with Ty.
Was in the neighborhood again.
Was that one of those tips would eventually become the key to solving the case. The person responsible had been right there the whole time, standing close to the family and the police, appearing to grieve along with everyone else. A revelation that would soon shock the entire community.
But how did she have, like...
A resident came forward and reported something unusual. On the night of the murder, they noticed a vehicle backed into a driveway at a residence. That detail ended up giving detectives one of their first major clues. The vehicle was described as a black four-door car that had backed into the driveway of a vacant house that was listed for sale. Detectives were able to get a license plate reader hit on that vehicle, tracking it as it passed through Illinois toll booths captured on surveillance cameras. That plate came back to someone in the U.S. military, serving in the same battalion as Sergeant Tyrone Hassel.
Was it the wife gang? But how? Like the title literally says daughter-in-law.
The third.
The wife's daughter? But how is her daughter so old, gang?
It was identified as Jeremy Cuellar, a member of the same squad as Tyrone.
Oh, it was this nigga. The daughter lined them up on Brody.
Able to place his vehicle near the scene of the crime on the day of the shooting. For the first time, the investigation was starting to show real progress. and police finally had a name. Before detectives spoke directly with Jeremy, they immediately contacted investigators at Fort Stewart working with the U.S. Army. Army investigators began going through the platoons connected to the case and interviewed several service members. One of them was Sergeant Bacon. He had personal first-hand knowledge of Jeremy Cuellar and Kamaya Hassel, information that would quickly become critical to the case.
So when y'all would hang out, what would y'all typically do?
Talk and drink and just chill out the room.
Okay. So any relationships between any of...
I'll help you with that.
Did this over a bitch on Brody? He lined them over a bitch.
So they were all in Korea.
Damn, nigga, could you make that shit a little brighter, bro? I can almost read the words. Gang, I don't know what that shit's. Oh, let me look on this screen. That's just the brightness on my shit. Detective received an anonymous call from...
That's where it started. He and the girl had
that shit overly bright on this screen.
Going on, and that the guy that died had said something to him, so they had words, and then he had threatened him.
The relationship between Jeremy and Tyrone's wife turns out to be a crucial piece of the puzzle. It adds real weight to the motive and helps explain why certain
What does it got to do with the stepdaughter? Like, did he say that to throw me off, gang?
Police have no choice but to focus on her next. A turn in the case that would shock everyone. But detectives still need the full story. Was Kamaya being stalked by Jeremy, with him becoming obsessed and ultimately deciding to eliminate what he saw as his rival? Or was she actually part of it, aware of what was going to happen and involved from the start?
What was going on? When did you guys become romantic? You guys seen each other while he was in Michigan? Now listen, did you see him while you're in Michigan? Because they're going to take your phone apart. When they take your phone apart, it's all there. So what I want to say is, before they do that, I want you to be honest with me.
I've worked the same amount.
Why he pressing her up? Well, he could have slimed his ass on Brody.
I agree, that's not fair.
And it's like the reason why the relationship and a bond was built between me and Jeremy is because you always, you don't have to worry about that. When me and you get together, I'll make sure you have your breaks. I'll do this for the baby. I'll do that. And it just made me really feel like that all of that was going to happen.
The first striking thing about Kamaya in the interview was how cold and calculated she was. Definitely not normal for an average person. You could even say she manipulated Jeremy into pulling the trigger. What's clear, though, is that she was a much more active participant part of the plan from the start, with Jeremy following through on her instructions.
This is where you and I stay straight, because
lock her ass up on bleed. Her ass tripping, cuz. Nah, you made this plan with Brody. Got my nigga set up. Got my nigga took off the map. Got my nigga kerplatted. You need to go on Brody. Your ass tripping. Nigga got him. Got my nigga killed.
You didn't take it serious because you knew he was out there that night with a gun. So were you guys talking because they're going to get your correspondent every day?
He would be like, what's today looking like? And I'd be like, well, he's out cutting hair. And he'd be like, okay, well, we'll be up there in a few hours. And then he'll come up here and scope out and see if he'll come home by himself or if he wouldn't. And then we would try to take the opportunity. I said, well, he's about to bring us something to eat. And then that's when he came.
So you called him and said, well, hold on. I just come back to bring food.
Yeah, I said that he was coming back to bring us something to eat.
No, he just brought us something to eat. So we sit on the couch eating. And then
Real life got my nigga lined up, cuz. How did you tell him, bro? Give her ass life, bro. Throw her ass the book. Put her under the prison. Throw away the key on Brody. Her ass need to go. The fuck?
I just heard gunshots.
Well, why would you just divorce him?
I talked to him about it, and he didn't want to.
You put your needs, your wants above somebody's life.
I did.
Often suspects won't say much to the police, but when she confessed during the interrogation, almost everything she talked about was about herself, how things affected her, why it had to be done, and how calculated it all was.
You know, you said you feel responsible.
Fucking should bleed.
I mean, would you say this is a 50-50 you guys were on this?
Oh, I'm a fucking dumbass, gang. Dad discovers daughter-in-law, not the husband's daughter-in-law. Oh.
Like I said, I probably could have stopped it, but the reason that I didn't because I felt like he would, be mad at me or...
And not love you anymore?
Yeah, because I just felt like I wasn't getting that love at home like I wanted to.
Without a
So you
doubt,
got him killed.
one of
What?
the coldest people you could ever come across in any true crime story. At the same time, during the investigation, the mounting evidence against Kamaya was overwhelming. Her confession made it clear this was a planned and premeditated act, and that Jeremy had come up from Illinois to carry out the homicide. Kamaya wanted her husband dead because she felt he wasn't taking care of her properly. She believed she was overburdened and had too much responsibility. Her narcissistic traits became even more apparent during one police incident.
So you had too much responsibility, maybe with the kid and shit. So you killed the other parent. Now you have all the responsibility. W, you're so smart, gang.
When she was asked if Sergeant Hassel had life insurance, she casually mentioned she would receive $400,000 from the Army after his death. The financial motive was clearly a factor in the crime, but what really happened that night was that Tyrone was actually bringing food back for her and their 1-year-old son when the hit occurred. Kamaya was at least as involved, if not more so, than Jeremy. He was just happy to be the one pulling the trigger. In the end, on August 29, 2019, about 8 months after Tyrone's killing, she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
I'd like to see.
Will never see freedom again. Jeremy also pleaded guilty to second-degree murder on July 30th, 2019.
That man, but doing it over pussy, you a dummy.
With his earliest eligibility for parole at age 90, it's extremely unlikely he will ever get out. He later tried to withdraw his plea, but the Michigan Supreme Court refused to hear his case in 2021.
Nigga, you the one who walked him down and faced him. Bro, what are you talking about, boy? You did it over the pussy, you walked him down and faced him. You a real killer. You going into the jail, but you never getting out. This nigga tripping. Bro, what? This nigga a real demon. Like, talking about, man, crazy. What are you talking about? It's crazy, nigga. You the real killer.
To hear his case in
I know that nigga want to jump through the screen. How the fuck she get custody, bleed?